and she had those girls looking at me like they was trying to fight me and shit, even though we know what that wasn't gonna go down, period, because I got these hands. What's up? It's your girl Zan, aka West Indian Barbie, and I'm back with another video. So before we even get into this video, you already know what's up, you already know what it is, you already know what's up. If I'm unfamiliar to you guys, or you guys never seen me before, hey, go ahead and subscribe. You know you want to. It's right down there. Just do it. You know, it's easy, it's simple, it's quick. Also, click the bell notification if you guys want to keep up with me, because I really don't post like that. I try to, but I don't. But go ahead and click that bell notification so you guys can keep up with me, because, you know, because you want to, because I'm so awesome. So enough of the chit chat, let's get right into this video. So today's video is going to be a story time, you guys. I know I told one previously, but since I mentioned something in that story time, I'm gonna go ahead and make this story time now, just so it'll be all together and just so it'll make more sense and be easier. If you haven't done it already, go ahead, check out my Gym and Nix experience. I quit after a month. Check that video out, because yes, I will post it down below, because y'all are gonna catch this video. In the video, I mentioned my ex-best friend, and I was talking about the experience with me working at the same spot as her best friend. But I didn't tell you guys how we became ex-best friends. And let me tell y'all right now, like, this is so, it's still crazy to me, because thinking back, this thing happened in high school, but thinking back, I'm just like, we could have been friends now at this point. So this happened in high school. It was a long ass time ago, you guys. This happened around, I think I was in the, no, I was definitely in the 11th grade, because, I was definitely in the 11th grade when this happened. So I was roughly around like 16, 17. And yeah, it's been a minute, because I'm 26 right now. So it's been about 10 years. Now, when we got to high school, we went to different high schools at first. So we were still like kind of talking, but not really talking. Like, her and my best friend, they went to one school, and then I went to another school. But with my school, the dynamic of my school is that we had 300 kids. We didn't have a lot of kids in the school, so we never really had our own building. We've never actually had our own building. So we were in the basement of a community college at first, and then we went to one high school. We were in that high school for maybe about 8 years, and then we moved over to the other high school, which is where I graduated from. So I was at, I'm gonna call the schools like C and L, because that's what they start with. So I was at C for my 9th and 10th grade year, and then when my school, we moved to a new building, we moved into L's new building, and we moved in with them. So we're at L for my 11th and 12th grade year. So that's pretty much where the story kind of like takes place, where everything kind of takes place. So yeah, we weren't going to the same school at first, but when my school changed buildings and their school came to that same building, like, we were all together in one building. So there's another person in the story too. It's the person in question, and I'm just gonna what am I gonna name, because he's actually my best friend too. That's my nigga. Like, I love him so much. We're still going strong too. Like, I met him in the 9th grade at the school I was at, like the school that I graduated with. So we went to the same school. So me and what can I call him? Me and Jay went to the same school, and Lion and Bay, like my friend, went to the same school. So things were pretty good at first when we first had moved in. Like, at the time, Lion and Jay actually started dating. Like, I actually got them together. I kind of was playing matchmaker, and like, I linked them together because I love Jay and I love Lion. So I was like, you know what, them together, you know, perfect. They started going out our 9th grade year, and 9th and 10th grade year, there was like no issue, whatever. Like, they were still doing their thing. We'd all hang out together. Like, there would be times where I would be with Lion and I'd be on the phone, or I'd want to go out with Lion just to hang out, and then she's like, oh, let's invite Jay. And I'm just like, I mean, I really don't want to invite him, because that's during my time. Like, we're friends. Like, I mean, we were all a group of friends, but I had a separate friendship from Jay that I did from Lion. Like if I'm hanging out with Lion, I wouldn't just like invite Jay, and if I'm vice versa, if I'm hanging out with Jay, I wouldn't just invite Lion. Like, or unless there's plans specified. Let me correct that. Unless there's plans specified. So there'd be times where we would be on the phone, and she'd be like, "Oh, let's invite Jay," or "Oh, let's three-way with Jay," and I'm just like, I really don't want to, because I thought this was our time and we were supposed to be on the phone together. But she'd be like, "Oh no, let's call him," and then she'd call him and we'd be on three-way, and then eventually she'd have to get off the phone because she had to do something or whatnot, go somewhere, and then me and Jay would still be on the phone just talking, and like because we were friends. That was my nigga. That's my best friend. So of course, like, even despite the fact that like you get off the phone, I'm still gonna talk to my best friend. So at a certain point in time, she started showing me that she felt some type of way about it, because she would just ask me certain things. Like after we would get off the phone, she'd be like, text me like, "Oh, what did you and Jay talk about? What were y'all doing on the phone?" Because she would be trying to call him or text him, because that is her boyfriend. She'd be trying to call him and text him, and then he wouldn't pick up, which had nothing to do with me. Like, that had nothing to do with me. Like, that's them. But he wouldn't pick up because he'd either be on the phone with me still, or he'd be like doing his own thing. So when she would ask me what we'd be talking about, I'm just like the usual stuff. Like, we talk about friend stuff. So her jealousy tendencies continue to kind of show a little bit. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, she's just jealous or whatever, do. Like, me and Jay have never done anything, and we will not do anything. That's my brother. Like, that's like my best friend. Like, he's a Sagittarius too, and I'm a Sag. So first of all, that wouldn't even work out. But I always made it known to her, like, look, like, this is my friend, you're my friend, I love both of you guys. I wouldn't do that, and he wouldn't do that. So there was also this one time when we were in the lunch line. I remember this shit because this was so fucking funny. Like, it wasn't funny, but it was like, I don't know, like, whatever. So I was in line with Jay and Lion, and we were in line. We had second lunch one year together. So we were all in the lunch line, and I was standing next to Jay, and Lion was on the other side of him. And then Jay was complaining about his back hurting. And then so Lion just started like doing that to his back, I guess massaging it. And then he was just like, "Oh no, you're being too rough. Like, hey, can you do it for me?" He's talking to me. And I was just like, "Oh no, I can't. I'm not going to do that." And he was just all like, "Come on, just do it." So he grabbed my hands and he put them on his back. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So I started like massaging him a little bit. And then she slaps my hands away, and she's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It sounds bad, you guys, but honestly, like, it wasn't anything. It wasn't like I was just like on him or groping him or anything. It was just pretty much me just like, rubbing his back a little bit. Like, looking back, that might have been wrong. That was wrong. Like, I can admit that that was wrong. But at the time, I was just like, I mean, like, we're all friends. I'm not doing it behind your back. We're all in the same vicinity. So you can't say that I'm doing it behind your back. So after that, things got a little bit more tenser at school. And what made it worse is that like me and Lion were actually in the same, like, we were in the same class. We were in a theater class because she was in theater. And at the moment, when they made my schedule for that new year, they messed up and they put me in theater. So when I got in theater, I realized it was the L's class, because L and N had different classes, but you could be in either classes depending on what they were doing. But I was put in L's class, L's theater class. I can't talk today. So when I was in the theater class, I was going to switch out, but then Lion was just like, "No, this is perfect. We get to be in the same class together. Do." So I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is lit. Yeah, let's keep this the same way. So the big thing that just like cut everything, it just like collapsed the whole building. So I was on the phone with Jay, and he was telling me about what happened at between L and N, because L and N had got into it during lunch. Like, I don't know what it was about, but they were about to start fighting. But yeah, I was on the phone with Jay, and we were just talking about it. And then while I was talking to him, Lion was calling him. And then he was just like, "Oh, Lion's calling me." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get off the phone. You can go ahead and hang up and you can talk to her." So he tells me that, like, "No, I want to talk to you." And I was just like, Elle's calling you. I'm not about to do this right now because she's not about to tell me that I kept you on this phone. So I was like, I'll hang up on you. And then he was just like, you can't hang up on me. You're my friend, dude. You're not going to do me like that. So I was just like, bruh, like, because the way Jay is, he's very much like nonchalant. Like, he's like, do whatever he wants to do. And he still like consider people's feelings. So we were on the phone for maybe like 15, 20 more minutes, maybe not even that long. And then after we hung up, Lion immediately messages me, and she's just like, so you were on the phone with my boyfriend while I was calling him for what? And I was just like, my bad, girl. Like, I told him I was gonna hang up, but he told me he had to tell me something. And we were talking about what happened during lunch, even though I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't there, so he was telling me what happened during lunch. So she proceeds to tell me, I think that's fucked up that you would just be on the phone with him and continue talking to him knowing that I was trying to call him. So the day after that, like after the whole phone call thing, I had class with her. So I walk into the classroom and she's not there yet. So I'm just sitting there, just getting my stuff together, my papers and everything. She walks in and then she just like sits down right next to me, like she plops right down next to me, and I could just feel the energy. Like I could feel like anger, I could feel like, I don't know, like it was just like really nasty energy. So I told her, hey, what's up? And then she just doesn't say anything. Then she turns and she looks at me, and then she was just like, how would you feel if instead of your boyfriend calling you, he calls your best friend instead, and he talks to her instead of calling you? And I was just like, I already told you what happened. Like, I'm sorry that happened, but I already told you what happened. Like, I wasn't trying to do it intentionally. So after that, the classroom is tense as fuck. She doesn't talk to me anymore. Next day, I get to the school, and as I'm walking around the school, I'm walking with some of my friends from N, and my friends are just like, do you see the way those girls are staring at you? And I'm just like, no, like what girls? Like I didn't see anybody staring at me, and they were just like, oh, those girls in the corner over there, they're just glaring at you. So I look over, and these girls are just like mean mugging me. It's like two girls, and they're just like mean mugging me. Like they're just looking at me like. So I pretty much ignore it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe they think I'm somebody else. I don't know. So I pretty much ignore that, and I pretty much just like go about my day. So as I'm going about my day and I'm walking through the hallways are like kind of sort of connected. Well, technically N has one side of the hallway and L has the other side of the hallways. Like the school, I meant not the hallways, but the school. But we would still like intermeet in certain places of the school. So I would be walking past like certain girls from L, and I knew they were from L because I never saw them at N, and they would just be like looking me up and down and stuff. And I'm just like, this is so weird. Like, why are these girls looking at me like that? Because it happened to me like about 2 or 3 times that day. So I see Bay, and I'm talking to Bay about it. And then she tells me that, oh, Lion's been telling everybody that she's been trying to steal Jay. And she was just like, yeah, she told all the girls at L that you were trying to steal Jay and that you were always in his face and y'all have something going on. So at the time, I didn't have class with her that day, but the minute I came to class, I didn't say anything to her, but I was just basically sitting in class, and I started trying to talk to some of the other girls in the class from L, but they weren't even talking to me. Like they were actually sitting on the opposite side of the room, and the usual spot that I sat in, and then Lion was supposed to sit next to me. She was sitting on the opposite side with the other girls, and they were just all over there giggling and laughing and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, well, I guess she's not talking to me. Continues for maybe about a good 3 weeks of her not talking to me, and I'm okay with it. I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever, you're mad. Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, however you feel, like, whatever. So about 3 weeks later, I get a text message from her, and it's saying that, can we talk? And I was just like, okay, yeah, sure, what's up? And she proceeds to tell me, while I think it was messed up that you did what you did, and while I feel like your relationship with Jay is inappropriate, I feel like we should just let this thing go and that we should just be friends again. Like, I never stopped being friends with you. You just stopped talking to me. So I just pretty much let you go because I'm pretty sure you were upset. So I didn't want to bother you or try to force you to talk to me or whatever. So I just let you just like let it like sweat out. But the fact that you were trying to make it seem like we were beefing, like that was crazy to me because I'm just like, I never had any ill feelings or any ill intentions towards you. But so for you to just be like, I think we should both apologize. No, you should have gave me that apology because I never did anything to you. And at the end of the day, like, wrong or not, I don't feel like I was personally wrong. Maybe there are a couple of things that I should have like hatched out with Jay, like boundaries. That like since we were all friends, like it didn't make any sense to me why like it was an issue for him to talk to me. Or and it's the thing is like I knew him way before she knew him. I knew him a year before she knew him. That's the kicker. So it's just like, of course, me and him are gonna have more of a bond than you and him, because at that point they were only going out for like what, a year and a half. So it was just like, of course we're gonna have like a bond. And I had been knowing him for about 2 years at that point. 2.5 years, like roughly about 2 years. But the point is, I knew him a lot longer than she knew him. So of course our bond was going to be a little bit more different, a little bit more, I'm not going to say better or stronger, because I can't really say that because that was her boyfriend and I don't know what kind of bond that they had. So to this day, we are not friends. We do not speak. I actually deleted her off of all my social media because even though like I'm still cordial with her, I still love her, I want the best for her, I don't like the fact that like she basically turned all the girls at another school against me, like, and she basically made accusations that were false, and she had those girls looking at me like they was trying to fight me and shit, even though we know what that one gonna go down, period, because I got these hands. Basically I was hurt about the situation because I felt like we were better than that. Like I felt like we were friends. Like I really felt like our bond was better than fighting over a guy, over my friend who was my friend, which we never did anything. And even when she told Bae about everything, Bae was on my side. Like Bae was just like, I don't understand why she did that too. Like that was petty and it was unnecessary. Like bringing other people into the like the situation. And even her mom played a big part in this too, because her mom was basically telling her to not be my friend, and her mom was telling her like I was trying to take her man, whatever, even though I wasn't. But the kicker is, a couple of years ago, actually like maybe like 2.5-3 years ago, I saw her mom at the place I worked at, and she was just all in my face telling me like, oh, you and Lion should be friends again, y'all were such good friends, like like hang out with Lion again, be her friend again. And I was just like, okay, yeah, cool, like I have no issue with that. But then a couple of months, like maybe 6 months after that, one of the girls I worked with had a baby shower, and it turns out the girl knows Lion. So Lion was there with her mom. I walked in, I saw her and her mom, and I said hey to them, but they completely ignored me. Like they didn't say anything to me. Like they were just looking ahead, looking around, like they didn't hear me or see me. So I pretty much just left it at that, and I hope she's doing good where she's at. So yeah, you guys, that's the end of my story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got to the end, I love y'all so much. If you didn't get to the end, do better. So yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.